RACNRAY on the IndianMotorcycle.net forum gave this excellent tip on how to remove this plate, especially if it's the first time. It's going to be extremely tight. Now he put in all 4, but I'm only putting in 3. It's not going to go anywhere. But go ahead and put in the 3 bolts, the carriage bolts, back in, and then back each one of them out, 1.5 turns, like so. And this will keep it from popping off unexpectedly. Then just grab your finger under there, wherever you want. Apply some pressure and just tap. The most it's going to go, or the most it will go, is to the stop there. And just do that a couple times. It looks like it'll take maybe 3 times, and it'll pop off the exhaust cams and then pop it off your intake cam. And this is a pretty safe way of removing this carrier, especially when it's brand new and it's just sieged up on those cams pretty tight. I know that's probably what motivated Ray to figure this one out, because his was extremely tight when he did his. Here's a split gear. I have a couple extra ones. You'll notice you have 2 dots here. That's your, if this was on the front exhaust, that would line up with the intake cam, the single dot there. And then this one is rear. It's a single dot, so that would be on the rear exhaust cam, and it would line up with the 2 dots on the intake. Now on the bottom side you see 2 holes. They should line up in this window here. If this window is slid off of this alignment, which usually it is, it seems to rotate around. So there's springs right here. It also lines up with the R there. That is definitely, and springs over here. You definitely don't want to put your alignment pin in there. You will destroy the tension springs that keep the split gear in tension. So here's the holes you want to line up with. You could actually feel on the back side for the hole and kind of get an idea that this has to come up this far. You only have to give one of these holes alignment. So let's go ahead and get this one. Okay, there's alignment pin here and here. You only need one of these holes. I always go the one closest to where this is. So in this case it would be this one here, because you have your well, this was the front one, so this would be the hole on the front one I'd want to line up. So just put your alignment pin in there, tap this thing in, and you'll notice that the gears are going to come in alignment as you do this. I might take a little force. Okay, if you notice, these gears are now in alignment, and I'm able to move it. I don't know if you can see that. So when you go to take this thing off, put this in the front and then on the rear after you're done with the front. Hold down everything and then get this in alignment by pushing it this way, and this will pull right off. Makes it much easier to pull off instead of snapping off like I did. Okay, what I do when I go to put this back on is I made a spacer right here that will clear this pin here. I just took a stock piece I had and ground it down to where I could bolt back on the bolt snug on the intake, so I could turn this. Because what's going to happen when you go to install this pin needs to be straight up and down, but you're going to have to rotate this clockwise while you're putting this thing in to match up these 2 dots here with the single dot here. So as you're putting this in, you got to rotate this around. Use a wrench on this to pull this around as you put this on. Get these bottom ones on first. Once that bottom ones are on, you take this, which just should have been on a little tighter, it's slipped off. You take this and the bottom's already on. This one you don't have to fool with once this bottom's on. Just slip this up into place here. You can see it moving, and this will tap right on with a rubber mallet. I mean, you could even just, because this is on the cam itself, just push up on this and take this mallet and just barely tap on this and it'll pop right on. You don't have to worry about hurting that split gear, and it just pops right on. And then just go ahead and remove this. Do the same thing on the rear one, but on the rear one you want to be on this side, since this single dot goes with the 2 dots on the intake. Again, take this, prepare your split gear by pounding this in. I have a better alignment tool, this is not it. And again, you will put the split gear on. You won't have to rotate this anymore. This will pop on the bottom ones, and right when you get to the split gear it's going to stop. So just kind of nuzzle that down a little bit, it'll pop right on. Absolutely the easiest way to do it with these split gears.